The other way that people are being kicked out, well, through rents raising, through places being redeveloped and made in ways that don't let, you know, the population that lives in Oakland now. Artist housing ends up being just a way to get around certain codes so that they can make certain places in gentrified without building them up to all the codes that they would have to build it up to if it wasn't a live workspace. So many of these live workspaces aren't being worked in. They're not people that are merchants that are self-contained businesses making that need a live workspace. But what they, you know, what they are, you know, single people with many times without family, without kids, people that are easily not as invested in the community as someone else that may even just move into an apartment and have to deal with people more. Many times these live workspaces are self-contained in the sense that they have a restaurant in there, that people don't have to go outside of their neighborhood, a store even, to where they don't have to go outside. Very gated and separated from anything in the outside world, and people could live in a certain neighborhood for, you know, 5-10 years and not know anybody a block over from them. And this is unheard of to me before, you know, that culture of live workspaces existed. And it allows for people to live in a community and help make decisions about a community that affects everyone else a block over in a bad way, but affects them in a good way. Not part of, that don't end up being part of the community. And you know, there's already going to be cultural differences created by, you know, race, economic class, and things like that. But when you have this culture where people have created their own cocoon, where they can basically live in Pacific Heights in West Oakland, there's no there are none of the redeeming qualities of bringing income into the community, because they're not going to the Korean market that's right over there. They're not going to the corner store. They're going over to Whole Foods in Berkeley. They're going over to Andronico's. They're going over and you know, so you don't get. We know that one way that gentrification works is by saying to people that may be consciously or unconsciously racist that you won't have to deal with these black people that are here. They're either going to be gone, or the police have them locked away and scared enough to not come out. And the idea is that some people will move in and integrate into black neighborhoods that really want to be part of the community. But the way to fight, you know, just this taking over of a neighborhood is to make art and make things to where the neighborhood can congregate more. And that if you're going to come, you're going to end up having to be part of the community. You're not going to be able to just be like, you know, we're creating something new. So that's an idea that maybe, you know, things that make, you know, the community be out there more. And not so much in my neighborhood, but other neighborhoods where that happens, people will call the police on people if they see a bunch of young black people hanging out on the corner, and just call the police. The police will come and harass people and this and that, And even if nobody gets arrested for having things, after a while people are like, I'm not hanging out there. You know, black people, black youth especially, are criminalized, and their image is criminalized to the point where, you know, we've thrown conferences in East Oakland where people were like, I'm not coming to East Oakland, I might get my car jacked, or things like that. And the reason that people are criminalized is so that, you know, the reason that the image is that black youth are wild and have no sense of right and wrong and are just really crazy, is so that they can say to people like, okay, black people don't have jobs, they don't have money. Here's why. It has to do with their personal ability to maintain. So there's that image out there. So therefore, then people are scared of this, you know, of the savage beast image that is put out there about black people. You know, so basically part of that image, black people don't have it together, is that, you know, is to be scared of black people. And so part of their way to make it okay to gentrify and make people feel safe in being part of the gentrification movement is to say, we'll have the black people under control, we'll get them out of sight for you, because we know being in proximity to them puts you at risk. You know, but so if we create art and create things that make more community, rather than just beautify the property, but beautify the ways that we can interact with each other, then that will in turn, you end up turning into ways that beautify the landscape and the property.